Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Have you had your coffee? Guys, we might have to sip it from time to time because we're both kind of exhausted.
Yes.
But Eric, I want to say hi to you too. Of
He
course.
said, "Hi, Mom. I love you."
I love you too. I'm going to broach a really big topic with you, and that is God. You want to talk about God?
He goes, "Dun, dun, dun."
Well, everybody's interested in this, whether they're religious or not. So let's start out with, what is it? What is it?
He's actually going to sit down for this one.
Oh, I can't believe it. Not for long, I'm sure.
Probably not. He said, if you want to ask the question about God, we basically should be asking, what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, what does?
He says, let's talk about it.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
So you're talking about God, and could I make the assumption, dear mother, that you are defining God as like a dude who looks like a person, or how should we approach this?
Well, I don't think it's a dude that looks like a person. You're supposed to tell me these things. You're not interviewing me. It's the other way around.
He said, I just wanted to be clear that when we're asking the question, everybody who is listening understands what it is.
Okay.
You're just using the term in general, maybe as the basis of when people are in a religion, who they kind of direct their faith and their worship to. God. I guess he's waiting for you to respond. I don't know. It didn't really even seem like a question.
Okay. Well,
He said, okay, God is a universal source of energy. It is where we all come from. We all the races, all the personalities, all the love, all the hate, all of everything comes from. It's not some dude. In fact, when you meet this original source of energy from which we all are derivative from, good word, Eric.
That's a pretty good word, Eric. Yeah.
That energy will look like whatever you need it to. It can look like Mother Earth. It can look like the dude on the throne. It can look like a big Buddha. It can look like whatever you need. The term God is extremely loose. When you're saying it and vibrationally we're receiving it, it's all about the original source of energy. He said the way that you can look at it is much like, I don't know what you're saying, Eric. I'm so sorry. The way that you can look at it is much like a neuron. You know, there's kind of like a core center of information, of stored energy, and then just these light veins, these little transmitters that come off of it. And all the transmitters that come off of it, he says, those are our lifelines. And what we do with that is under our own control, our own free will. But it all feeds back and relates to this one prime source of energy.
Wait a minute. Stop, Bella. She's scratching to come up. Sorry. Driving me crazy. Losing my focus. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt God when you're talking about God.
He said, she's so cute. No, he said, and then when we start talking about energy like this, God like this, prime source energy, possessing all that is, then we start to wonder, well, who gave birth to that, or where did that come from? He goes, that's really the real question here, right?
One of them.
That's not fair.
Uh-oh.
He said, and it's going to stay a mystery.
Oh, no. So you say it's the original energy. How does that work if there's no time?
You're asking the same thing I'm going over in my head with him. I'm asking him because he's able to say he's using linear language to help us understand the conversation better.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about a beginning or an ending, or if the chicken came first or the egg, then for us, we see it as a beginning. But he's trying to calm me down. No, he goes, that's not what I'm trying to do. He says, I'm trying to stoke the fire. Well, you are. Ask him another question.
Okay.
I'm grilling him, but I think I'm just taking him in circles.
Okay. Well, he does that too. So, this is it a collective consciousness? You know, is that what God is?
That's part of it. That's not all of it, but that's part of it.
Okay. Well, you've said before that we are part and whole of God. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, he says we can look at it in the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that is being taken from this prime source of energy is God.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we talked about energy before. If you're dividing the energy, even the piece that is coming away from it is a complete whole. It's not seen as a portion of.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that hurts people's heads because it's important as a human to be able to measure something, to understand where is it coming from, how does it look, what size is it, so that we can put it into a place in our head and say that we understand it.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of logical thinking when we are discussing God and energy and chicken before the egg doesn't work. It doesn't apply. We have to see it as, even if we are considering a source and we are a part of it, we come away from it,
Mm-hmm.
that this is an equal whole as this.
Mm.
We are God, God is us. We are prime energy is us. We are all made up of the same thing. We can access the same thing. It's our free will when we dive into our bodies that we start to choose definitions and perceptions and likes and dislikes that design how we define God or where God is or how God exists. This is really funny. He just kind of leans back. I don't know what that was, like a little jerk of the head. He goes, all of this is really, really damn creative. How people view God. All of it's very damn creative. It's like his professor voice or something.
Where's your pipe and your hat and your smoking jacket?
Snaps his fingers. He can make things appear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, play the role, Erik. He goes, carry on. With his pipe. Carry on.
Oh, gosh. All right. I've heard some people say that God is like information, and information manipulates energy to create things, etc. Is that true?
Here's mom. Come on.
And what is information anyway? Is it a form of energy? But go ahead. I blasted you with a couple of questions there.
I like the question that you're asking. He says it's really good. He goes, but what is consciousness?
Energy that's aware, maybe? I'm not sure.
But he goes, isn't that the same damn thing that you're just asking? Information and energy, and they get together, and that's consciousness. And we already said God is a mix of that consciousness, but this God source is a collection of pure energy that hasn't been manipulated to be into bodies, that hasn't been designed to have character or role or purpose or plan. It's a pure energy.
Well, does it have a personality? I mean, is it just this big, giant, infinite sea of energy? Or does it have...
It has love, Mom. It has love.
Love, okay. I hear that it is love, right? Is God love?
Yes.
And I've also heard you say, I think, that God is all there is. I mean, there's nothing else but God. That's it.
Everywhere. People think that this God, this energy that we possess, is just solely ours on earth.
Mm-hmm.
He just went off on a tangent.
Of course.
Bad words. Da 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 da.
You can't say bad words in this particular interview, Erik. It's just sacrilegious. But go ahead.
He said that's silly to think that it just belongs to us. It's in so many places and in so many different forms. I think it's going to be very entertaining, Mom, when we finally get over racism on Earth. We're going to have to deal with intergalactic racism. We're going to have to acknowledge other beings and who they are and how they look and what their personality traits are and what their purposes are.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you're getting onto a tangent, I think, are you?
Hey, no, because we're talking about God's source energy.
And we're talking about whether it's all that is, if God is in a glass, filled up a glass and it's on the table, is that God, or is God the whole room, the whole universe, and not just what's contained in the glass?
God is everything.
So there's nothing else but God.
Right, and you can take the word God and say prime source energy.
Okay. And God,
because I think that helps the masses understand how everything connects.
You also say that God is love, you said. Love is a form of energy then, I guess, right?
It is. Love is the basis of energy, especially characteristically to Earth.
What do you mean?
He's talking in circles. Hold on. He'll get it together. For Earth's vibrations and Earth's purposes, being human. Remember, I keep trying to preach that being human is really about being an emotional being. Having emotions, that's like the special treat about being human. So if we're looking at how God's source energy interacts with Earth life, it's going to do so with emotional character. That's the role that it plays for us. That's the value for us. If you want to go live a different life on a different planet, then you're going to get a slightly different character. Maybe it's about survival. Maybe it's about community. Maybe it's about conflict. Here, it's specifically authentic emotional quality. Did I say it?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean, if you're coming to Earth, if you're choosing human life, you're choosing a life that's based in emotions. That's the value of coming to Earth.
Well, what does that have to do with God? I don't get it. Maybe I need another sip of coffee. There we go.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, Mom, drink your coffee. It's talking about God's source energy and how it is everything. I'm just trying to describe a little bit more and saying that when God's source energy is working with Earth, within all the belief systems, all the religions, all the life, all the things, all the inanimate stuffs, all the animals, its way that it interacts with us is through emotional value.
Okay.
Authentic emotional quality.
Instead of what? What other options would it be beside that?
He said you'd have to go to a different planet for that, Mom.
Okay.
Different place.
I'll put it on my itinerary then.
Yeah, on your
on
your list to do, your things to do.
All right, but tell me about your first meeting with God, Erik.
She's doing that soundtrack again. He said my first meeting with God was sorry, I am listening to music right now in my head, apparently. Not to take me off track.
He's playing some 70s for you?
Yeah. That 70s song. Please don't make me sing it.
Please don't.
Lady Love? My lady?
Oh, right.
My Endless Love?
Yeah, okay, that one too, yeah. My Endless Love. I'm not going to sing. We're both, it's too early in the morning.
That's the one. My
Okay.
Endless Love.
Okay.
He says that's what it felt like. And it was more of a feeling than anything. And he said when you die, it's not like you go straight to this center energy, this God source. You don't have to. There's no reporting system here. You report to yourself. You get to look at your experiences. You get to look at what you've done with what you had available. You get to decide those things. God doesn't do that.
Checking. Okay, I found something on the web for experiences you didn't look at what you've done. Take a look.
Siri is another form of God, huh? Is it you, God?
It's just sitting on the chair over here.
Oh, Erik, stop. He must have pushed the button. He wants Siri to join us.
Siri is searching for experiences you didn't look at what you've done.
Wow. Erik, are you bossing Siri around?
Quotes about regrets.
Oh my God. Erik, did you do that?
He's saying yes.
So yeah, because you can't access Siri without pushing that home button for a long time. So Erik, I guess you're not going to provide the answers. You're just going to dump it all on Siri, huh?
He's laughing. He's saying maybe you should ask Siri these questions.
I guess so. No, seriously, back to your meeting with
yes. Because you come across God because you want to. You go to prime source energy because you desire it, because you want it, not because you have to report or that you're going to be judged looking at the good child, bad child, or what your life was about. When about the time that I decided to speak with God was when we were deciding to do something much bigger with what we were doing, you and I, Mom, and what that would look like. So for me, it was more of helpful in an overall way through all the other lives that I've picked and chosen to experience, to build my consciousness. And how could I do that with... He's making lights go off in the room.
Rein him in, Jamie.
What is this? It's like the world of phenomena.
That's Erik doing his little dance.
I'm having a hard time focusing anyway.
Oh
God.
Pull back your energy.
Random. Erik. Yeah, pull it in. Go ahead. Yes, so he was saying I was using God much like a resource to make sure that what you and I were wanting to do, creating, manifesting, again, I'm speaking linear terms because this is how we understand everything. Sure. So please understand. Through that, I got to experience with God instantaneously all that is. You know how Eminem says you have to lose yourself in the moment?
Yeah. Marshall Mathers. That's his real name.
He said, well, in the moment of communicating with God or connecting to God's source energy, you lose yourself in the moment. You not surrender yourself, not burn up your consciousness, and delete
that
everything.
Doesn't sound fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that. It's just you surrender the concept of designing your experiences to fit your understanding, to feed you. It's all of a sudden you're experiencing the whole all at once.
Okay. What did that feel like?
God, Erik,
Come on, Jamie. I know it's early, but...
Snap to it, right? He is confusing me left and right. What does it feel like? He says it, for a human, it would feel like the peak of a climax of an orgasm.
I figured he was going to make you say that.
that continues. It stays there. The whole body feels cracked open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole part of your energetic soul, your spirit just feels cracked open. It feels the presence of everything. And nothing is overwhelming. You know, nothing is scary or shocking. It's just the aha moment that lasts forever. And it's your free will choice to step back from it or to step into it. And you'll notice that most of the spirits that you come across that are working to help humans, to help the earth, to help these dimensional planes, you know, to work better and be better, find that they step away from God's source energy, that they can understand more of the humanness of the experience. He's showing me magnets, you know, one on one side and one on the other, and the little soul is in between. We have earth and we have God source energy, and the little piece of metal, you know, kind of goes to one, goes to the other, goes to the other. He said this is the dance that a soul in a human body will do until it lets go of the human body. It's the human body, the physical, keeping it very dense energy.
Yeah.
That gives the false illusion of being separated from God's source energy, to not be God. And he said, so I like that visual of the magnet, because we have these aha moments where we're kind of closer to the God side. And then we have these moments where we feel very dense and very human. So you just kind of teeter back and forth. But when you get out of the body, you take off the metal piece. He said, you'll notice that the magnets actually want to come together. That you don't have to play middleman anymore. That's what it's like to be a spirit with God's source energy everywhere. You're together, but you decide your level of focus. You don't feel like you are pulled or not in control.
So you decide if you want to feel more separate or whether you want to feel more part of the whole. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He goes, it's pretty lame words, but it describes it really, really well. Yes. Lights.
Lights are going off and on.
Yeah. I know it's not me.
No.
If it starts to be me, somebody needs to let me know.
I know. I don't think it is. Let me see. So you said it didn't have a beginning. I think we asked everything.
It exists. It exists.
Well, anything else you have to say on it? I mean, God's a pretty big subject, so if you have anything else to say, then please do so.
Even if you choose not to believe in God, you're actually believing in God.
How so?
Ba-boom. He had better gestures. Ba-boom. Ooh, how so? Because this prime source energy is omnipresent and omni-being and omni-everywhere. So even in the absence, it's there, because there's no such thing as true absence.
So when the lights are on in the room, you can see all the furniture. But when the lights are off, you can't see it, but the furniture's still there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Okay, it barely passes, I can tell you that. Anything else before we close?
No, he says, let's just tell people, please don't do this. This is Erik's humor. Don't feel like Erik is saying that you have to do this. But he said, this is so confusing. I like you to see how I prepped it. Erik says, I think we've just confused everybody so much. You should go have a joint, go get high, go drink your bottle of wine, and chill out with these thoughts and see how they resonate with you. I would like to say,
disclaimer time. Check with your physician and mental health professional before you do that.
Yes, and then I would say meditate.
That's probably better. Say. Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun.
Yes, good pranking, Erik. Good.
Yeah,
good stuff.
awesome. thank you, everybody, for joining us. This was very illuminating. And I want to thank you, Jamie, for putting up with Erik. Erik, thank you for some wonderful, wonderful answers. And you guys need to check out Jamie's site, With Love and Light. She's got some brilliant things. And she's got events and phone channelings and all sorts of things that you would enjoy.
Woohoo! And if you love channeling Erik, you definitely have to go to the blog site. That's channelingerik.com. Start at the beginning. Go to the archives. Trust me, you'll get addicted.
Oh, and also, guys, listen to the recording for Erik's voice. Sometimes he leaves it on. And if you do hear it, then please contact me through the blog. Okay?
Yes. Awesome.
See you later.
He salutes you. Bye, Mom. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you, Erik.
Bye.
Bye.